Hey guys, Marc from Apex V2R here today to do a review on the Next Level Racing V3 Motion Platform or Seat Mover. Upon your request, you wanted us to review some motion systems. We've had a SFX 100 kit here in the store, and then this will be our second motion system. Very excited to try it out. Funny enough, I did not used to be a huge advocator for motion systems, since I don't find that they give you the sustained G's that you'll get in a real car. Although I've been pleasantly surprised with some of the immersion that you will get using, either the butt kickers or some motion. So if you actually look at this Next Level Racing V3 platform on the TR80 from Trak Racer, you can actually see it's quite hidden. So what we've done to install this was actually quite clever and easy to do. Once we figured out how we're going to install it, it literally took us 10 minutes to bolt it on and get going. The great thing is, if you have a Trak Racer TR80, you already have all the hardware, minus a couple of extra corner brackets, which you can order very easily. So all we've done is this profile normally stands vertical, and then the seat rails bolt onto that. So what we've done is we've actually shifted them over to the side, added a corner brackets here so we can move it outwards a little bit. This is where we needed a couple more corner brackets that went from this profile into the V3 platform itself, and that was it. And now the great thing about this is when you actually look at it from a distance or quickly, you won't even notice that there's anything additional here. It will just kind of look seamless as if it was meant to be there. Now, compared to other systems, either your SFX 100 or a D-Box system, it starts to make your rig a little bit more bulky because you're adding stuff onto the outside. The thing that's great with this, it all fits within your cockpit and it doesn't really take more real estate. So if you have a tight space either at home or wherever your simulator is installed, then this is just a really good solution for you. So the next step is let's go into showing you the software and how it works. All right guys, so let's dive in and have a look at the software. So the first thing is kind of like SimHub, you just select whichever title that you are about to use. What's cool here, so we're just really focused on simulation for today and we're going to use iRacing, but if you actually scroll down and you look at all of the titles that this will work with, it is pretty neat. There's some flight stuff, there's some stuff for entertainment, so pretty much any title that you can think of, I think has been incorporated in this. If not, you can import a profile or just create something new. So let's open up our iRacing profile here. So it's very, very simple, starting with motion. This is what you can change. So the good thing is I think they keep it simple. There's not too many things here for you. And then they also have this diagram that they've put up so you can actually see. So let's say if I want to know what the body pitch gain is, I can look at this diagram and I can clearly see it here that this is what it's going to simulate. Now, you can actually increase the movement on this as much as you want and it will really shake you around. You can dial it right down just to get basic motion. I've still been playing around with it and I'm kind of at a point where I used to not have a lot of motion and I'm trying to introduce a little bit more and it's been going pretty good so far. The other one that you can really play with is your SFX, which is kind of like what our butt kickers are doing. In this case, we do have 4 butt kickers mini LFE. I've turned all of this off because I would rather use my butt kickers for my revs, my shifts, my gear change, and all of that. But if you don't have butt kickers, you can use this here. I would probably still recommend you put the butt kickers with the V3, just to find that the details that you'll get from the butt kickers for the SFX options here are going to be a little bit more refined and more detailed. So post-processing, if you want to make some adjustments to your movement curves so that you can adjust all of this, we've left it linear for now, 1-to-1. And again, the cool thing is you can actually save this as a profile and share it, or go online and find some that have been created by other users, so you don't necessarily have to spend your time and play around with all of this. So that's pretty much the software. Again, what I do like about it, it's fairly simple to use, user-friendly for sure. So if you're not too tech savvy and you want something easy to use, that's great. And if I compare this to the software that we had to use with the SFX 100, that was a bit more of a nightmare. There was too many options, hard to make out what does what, and you'll be spending hours fine-tuning your setup instead of this, 10-15 minutes of making some adjustments and you're good to go and you're having fun. Let's go right into a test drive and show you how it moves and how it performs. We'll be driving the Porsche 911 RSR again. Just love this car. We've been using it for a lot of our races. And we're around the Nürburgring GP since we will be racing there next week in the Racing Canada Endurance Series. So it's pretty cool. So you can see if I'm swerving here, you can kind of see me tilt side to side, which is what you would get with the suspension loading and the weight transferring. Same thing under acceleration. So if I accelerate, the seat moves back. And then let's get to hard braking. You saw the seat tilt forward there. So that's kind of where I've been trying to focus mainly, is the suspension movement, the weight loading. Again, you can dial that down, you can dial it up if you want. I've got a kind of middle range movement, I guess for now. And then I've also kept some bumps, so you can see if I load off the curve in there, you can see it kind of shaking around. So it really does a really good job at simulating that movement, kind of tossing you around for real. I have to say, at first, I've gotten used to it now. So the first time that you will try this, it's kind of weird if you've never been on a motion before. So having you move around, obviously your monitors are not going to be moving. So it took about 5 to 10 minutes to get used to that, but I was actually shocked at how quickly you adjust. Where I really like this system, it's that initial G-force, or the feeling of being tossed around like you would in a real car. It's there. One of the things that you have to deal with when you're in a real car is being shaken around and having to utilize your core strength to keep you centered in the car and still feeling all of the other sensory inputs that are coming in. So this is really tapping into that and adding more information to manage. So will this make you a faster driver? Probably not. But will this add the immersion of being in a real car? For sure. And the other thing that I look forward to is, after using this and training with this, is getting back into a real car and getting used right away to adding that feeling of being tossed around while trying to be as smooth as possible with the rest of my controls. So as a training tool for real race car drivers, or if you're just a track enthusiast and you go to the track on your weekends, I see this as being a really good tool to train yourself and be more comfortable in the car for real. Because obviously, there's a lot of things that are moving now. So if you're looking for a quiet rig, this might not be it. Now, I'm not saying that it's loud. In no case is it hyper loud. But if you got your wife in the next room that wants to do a lot of reading and she doesn't want to hear noise coming from your simulator, you might want to think about a different location to move your simulator to within your house. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I have to say that, again, I'm happy. It was an adjustment curve. And I'm at a point when you're thinking about adding more immersion and making it seem more real. I think that adding the butt kickers in a simple motion system like this is a great way. So at first, when I was looking at this as an option, I was a bit of a skeptic because I wasn't crazy about the idea of the seat moving and none of the other components on the rig moving. I have to say that was a little bit part of the learning curve, but within 5 minutes, I really got used to it. It doesn't feel disconnected. The movements, in terms of how much it moves, is very subtle, but it's how strong and how quick it reacts that gives you those initial G-force feelings or the feeling of being, of loading weight onto the car. So in the end, it works very, very well, and I do not feel disconnected from, you know, my steering wheel or my pedals. It really just flows very well with the rig and the driving controls. Now, I've had it for about a week, but I did use it last weekend in the iRacing Sebring 12-hour race. I did about 6 hours of driving, and I can tell you that it definitely made the experience more special. I didn't feel uncomfortable, I didn't have any issues at all, and I didn't lose pace at all, so I was able to perform extremely well. And if anything, it made it feel even more like the real thing than a simulation. So again, if you're looking for that immersion, you're looking for it to feel more real, and you're looking to enjoy your rig, again, it's such a simple solution, so it's easy to install. And in terms of options out there for motion products, it is on the very affordable side and scale of things. So to wrap things up with the review of the Next Level Racing V3 motion platform, I have to say I am a big fan. If you're looking for a simple solution that is easy to install, easy to operate, this is it. You do not need to be a tech genius to make it work. Again, it is very simple, and that's what I like about it. Now, if you want more information, you can definitely check out our website, apexvtr.com. Reach out to us. We'll be glad to answer all of your questions. As well, if you are in the neighborhood, feel free to stop in and try it for yourself. That said, see you guys on the virtual track.